In this tutorial, I'll go through how to create a new article in the back end of Joomla. This is the back end of Joomla. We have logged on. We've put in the username and password, and this is the startup page. You can start a new article graphic by either you can access the article manager here, or you can access it here. I like to access it from the top menu. I'm kind of old school that way. Usually when you go to the new article graphic page, this is what you get right here, and it's just a listing of all the articles on the page according to date, organized according to date. Since this article, I'm going to put this article in. That's a piece written by Kathy, and it's in the Life section and the Magazine section. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab the headline here, copy. I'm going to go and I'm going to put it in I'm going to categorize this in the Life section. When I do this, these articles that appear here are only in the Life section, and I like to do this when I'm working creating articles. Now we're going to go up here to create a new article. I press that, and we have what we need to create a new article here. So I'm going to paste the headline in there. And first of all, the very first thing I'm going to do too is, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unpublish the article so that when I do save, I like to save as I go. It's a habit from my Windows day that I haven't quite shook yet. I'm going to save this. Okay, now it's telling me that I have an article already saved with this this title, which I do, but I'm going to just put demo after this, demo vid, and that should do it. I'm going to save it again. Okay. You can put in tags. I like to put Owen Sound in. You can put the author's tag in there, or even the subject. I like to put Owen Sound in the alias for search engines. And save again. Now, we're going to go back to this article. We're going to grab the text of this article. We're going to copy it, go back to our back end of Joomla, and in this box, the editor, we're going to paste as plain text. Very, very, very important. I can't stress how important that is. The reason for that, paste, this window comes up and then you insert the text. The reason that this is so important is that when you grab text from different sources, each page you go to has its own font, has its own styling, has all different sorts of elements to it. If you just copy it and then paste it into here, but just paste, you're pasting all those elements and those fonts. So in order to have the web page where all the fonts are the same, all the styling is the same, it's consistent throughout the site, you have to choose paste as plain text so that all this text gets the font and size, style and styling of all the other fonts and on the site. Otherwise it would look awful. You'd have one article in Century Gothic, you'd have one article in Verdana, so on and so forth. So it would look like a mess. So it's very, very important that you pick paste as plain text. Okay, for an article like this, I'd like to, for the author that has the author, I put that in bold. There's the bold button. And at the bottom, there's a little blurb about the author. You highlight that and italicize that. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to put at the bottom, we're going to click this button, which is will get us the source code and the actual code of the piece that we're doing here. I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to type in chevron BR and another closing chevron and the squiggly bracket with T tweet, close it, and another squiggly bracket, and this one's going to say F like, close it, and another squiggly bracket, and this one's going to say F comment, okay, squiggly bracket. And that is code that is telling the Joomla software, recognizing that this is a plugin. These are plugins that that we've installed into this program, and this is the code that we have to put in for those plugins to recognize what you want it to do. So at the bottom of each article, you'll see that there's a social plugin. Okay, there's a tweet, a button for Twitter. There's a like button, and there's a share button, and also a comment section under each article. And that's how you get it. You have to write this into the code in order for the article to recognize that's what you want. Now this little break here, this BR break, that gives that little space between the end of the article and the social plugins here. So that BR is right here. That's what that's giving it, that space, and telling the code to give it a little buffer there. So that's very important. I'm going to save this. Now I pretty much have all the elements of the text in there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a read more button in. You'll see that all the articles on the site. Here's the main life page with 4 articles in the content section. And each of them is an incomplete article, and they all have read more buttons. You can access the whole article through the read more button or through the title link. Okay, we'll try the read more button here. And this brings us to the full article. So in order to do that, to put that read more button in, we're going to copy all that text, and I'm going to put Command C on a Mac, which is going to copy all that text. And I'm going to count 2 or 3 paragraphs down, depending on which article it is. I usually do 3. So here's 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. I'm going to put my cursor there and then press this read more button. And this line represents where the read more button separates the story. Now I'm going to go to the bottom here and I'm going to highlight all this text and press Command V, which pastes the whole article in there. So that, for instance, if I were not to repaste that whole article in there, I would see Kathy's article start here. I would press the read more button, and then instead of having the whole article, my article would just start where I put the read more button. So I have to repaste the whole of the text underneath that read more divider. So that's what I've done. I'm going to save that again. Now it's a little glitch in this program, in this Joomla. It always puts in a little space here when you save after pasting that in. So I'm just going to backspace that until it's nice and snug again and save it. Now, when I save it from now on, I'm not going to get that that space. Next, we want to put in a. I'm going to actually divide this video into two parts. This is the text. I'm going to come back and I'm going to add. Images and links and a video. Thank you. So join for part 2 of this video.